Going well, going well. It's not raining. That's positive.
Yeah, that's always good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so tell us a little bit about Cypress Transitions company that you started.
Sure, you bet. This is a firm I started about 4 years ago. You can really think of it as a senior relocation company, if you will.
Okay.
This company's focus is on helping seniors, and seniors could be anywhere. We work with clients anywhere between probably 60 years of age to 90 plus.
Okay.
And helping them when they're making a transition from their single-family home that they own and maybe moving into a senior living community, maybe just downsizing from a 3,000 square foot house to a 1,000 square foot condo, moving out of that multi-level home with stairs to a single-level home or condo with no stairs to make it a little more aging-in-place friendly for them. So we help them work with them, guide them through that process and help find the right fit for them.
Nice. That's an amazing program you have there. Can you kind of give us an example of kind of the last one you did, or how it typically starts out?
Sure. We're primarily a referral business, so we work with a lot of senior living communities, elder law attorneys, that type of thing. So typically, we're contacted by one of our referral partners when they've got a client who is either moving into one of their communities or if it's from an elder law attorney, just somebody who needs to make a downsizing move. We most recently moved somebody out of the Beacon Hill area. The gentleman was in the, I think, about mid 80s and moving into a senior living community. He had a nice older home. Actually ended up with about 20 offers on it.
Wow.
It went for cash. It was amazing. He was so pleased at the results of that. But we helped him with the move. We got the household for him promptly for a great price. And our goal is really to ease those seniors transition from a home that they've probably lived in for the last 30 to 40 years and has tons of stuff in it to helping them transition to maybe a smaller living environment that's more maintainable, more comfortable for them. But they, in that process, they're losing probably 2,000 square feet plus of living space and storage space. And so, what to do with all the things that they've accumulated over the years is a large part of our services as well.
So do you have a partnership with the company that kind of comes out and helps? Is it, selling the stuff off? Is it kind of like an estate sale for them to get rid of some of that stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah, it really varies. So we have a network of partners that we work with, whether they're organizers or estate sales specialists. We've brought in Oriental furniture specialists for a client to help assess the value. So it will vary depending on the client and what their needs are, but we do have a host of resources available to us that we work with. So depending on what the needs are, whether it's there are things of value that the family doesn't want, but they want to sell, so we'll help manage that. Sometimes it's the family will take the things of high value, and so we will then help with maybe donations to Goodwill, and then other times there's always just stuff left that nobody really wants, and so we'll manage the disposal of that as well. So it's from the client's perspective, we're really looking to just ease their minds so they can just do the move out. We'll do the rest. They can pack up, move out, and then whatever they want to leave, we'll take care of appropriately for them.
Kevin, are the family members coming to you to help out with that? Is that usually typical, or is it the actual seller themselves that's coming to you?
It's about 50-50. And frankly, it's a surprising number of clients that we work with who don't have family members local.
Okay.
And so their network of people who maybe could assist them is non-existent, and so we kind of are doing everything for them. Other times, about the other half of the times, the family members are part and parcel of the process, the decision-making process. Typically the homeowners, the sellers are, regardless of their age, they're the one driving the decision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they'll get advice and counsel from the kids, but most of the folks we work with are very much making their own decisions on the move and the pricing and that type of stuff.
And you mentioned some of them don't have anyone nearby. That's got to be a challenge for them. What other challenges are you seeing in it?
Well, it's the letting go. oftentimes this is I'm giving up some independence. I'm giving up the home that I've lived in for, again, 30 plus years. I'm moving out of my neighborhood where my kids grew up, and it can be a very emotionally challenging time just to they're turning the next page in their life, and oftentimes it's a very good thing. They're typically moving to a more comfortable living environment, but just that emotional thing of letting go, making that decision can sometimes be challenging. There are times that we'll work with we've engaged with a client, and I think between the first engagement and closing the home was probably 30 days. They were just moving. They were a ball of fire, and everything just happened extremely quickly. Other times we'll have an initial discussion with a client, and maybe not work with them for a year because they're just they're gathering data, getting their information, making their decision on is it time for me to move? Do I really need to do this? And so our timelines with our clients can be really really varied.
Kevin, are these sellers, are they usually out of the home once the home hits the market?
Again, that's about 50-50 is what we see. That the preference is that they are out of the home, and we've got them into the next spot because it can be, especially in this market, which can be very, it's hot right now. If you're in the right area, your home is going to get a lot of traffic. That can be stressful for any homeowner, but especially maybe a senior homeowner. So if possible, we encourage them to and help them move prior to the sale. And if not, we just kind of coach them through what to expect so they're not surprised and they're comfortable with the process.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of coaching, isn't it?
It is, but it's very gratifying. This is one of the reasons that we're in this business is this buyer set. This customer set are just so wonderful to work with. They are so grateful for any help you give them. It's very personally satisfying to work with this client set.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier that a lot of it is kind of word of mouth and these relationships that you have with the adult living homes. And how else are you guys advertising it?
Well, again, we've got to have a partnership with some elder law attorneys. We are just going into some print media this year. We've not done that in the past, so we're looking to expand a little bit there. But primarily it is referral. We find that as the most effective way for us in the marketplace is if we have a good relationship with a referral source and service them well and do the right job for them and therefore earn that referral and then do the right job for their clients. That's been a pretty good strategy for us so far.
Yeah, it's very powerful. What is the feedback you've been getting from the clients that you've been helping relocate?
Oh, it's what really is wonderful. Like as I said, they're probably the most A, trusting, but B, grateful client set that we have, and they just for them to know that they can have everything taken care of for them, and we really have minimized the burden of the move. I mean, moving is difficult for anybody, regardless of the age. It gets a little more difficult the older we get. So knowing that we come in and can just take care of everything for them is just such a load off their mind. It just makes the whole process easier. And if you go up on our website at cypresstransitions.com, you can see testimonials from our clients that just love the things that we do for them and help them ease that transition process.
And you said the age range was kind of mid 60s above?
Correct. Yep.
How about the area?
Well, we're actually a regional company. We service up and down the west coast at this point. We're probably most active here in the Puget Sound area, but we help clients in Northern California, Southern California, Oregon, Montana, Nevada. We're all over the place a little bit, if you will, from a West Coast standpoint. But predominantly we're focused in the Puget Sound area. So Kings, Snohomish, North Pierce County is most often where you'll see us.
Okay. What kind of growth plans? What's the future bring for this company? What's the goal there?
We are continuing to grow and look to grow. I've actually just brought on bringing on Monday a new marketing staff member to focus purely on fostering our relationships with our referral partners. As we get busy in real estate, we found we need some additional help
Yeah.
in maintaining those connections and expanding them. So we're looking to grow beyond our existing referral partners, expand more in that category. We've also moved into the I'll say the home purchase basis. If we have a client that's in a crisis mode and maybe typically for health reasons where they just need to sell their home quickly, they've had some kind of health emergency. They really can't go back to their home. They need to move into some kind of generally assisted living environment. They need to generate funds very quickly. We've expanded our services to offer them to purchase their house outright if they really don't have time to do a normal listing of the home and give it say 3 months of market time to sell.
So you're just filling all those needs there. That's pretty incredible. What a great company. And Kevin, we've had a lot of talks about real estate, and I know that you've had a very successful career. What do you think of the real estate market now as compared to the past?
Well, it probably depends on which past we're talking about. Right now, it's starting to look a lot like 2004, 2005.
Okay.
Between pretty similar appreciation rates. I mean, it's a busy going market. If you're in a good area, you're going to see, as a seller, you're going to see very low inventory, very low competition. When you're trying to sell, which says you can maybe command a pretty good price. It's tough to be a buyer in some of these markets where you're having to compete against multiple offers time and time again. It can be very frustrating. On our regular real estate side of the business and work with buyers, we again spend a lot of time coaching them up front on what it's going to take to be successful, to get the house that they want, and getting them prepared. It's not easy to be a buyer today, so you really need to have your ducks in a row and be ready to go when you first start out.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to buyers right now that are feeling the emotional drain of missing out on multiple offers and, just not being able to find the right thing? What are you telling them?
Well, it's certainly is challenging. I think it's important for us as real estate professionals if we can provide clarity for our clients in terms of what to expect and how to be prepared. You have to be pre-approved by a lender, and in fact, preferably you would be already through the underwriting process.
Okay.
So you take that risk away from the seller that says, hey, the only thing between me and closing is just getting the house appraised. I already have the buyer's already been totally credit approved.
Okay.
So that's an important part because we will compete against cash offers at times. And even though our buyers need financing, if we can reduce the risk to the seller of the financing, that can be an important key to our winning the transaction. And then not being afraid to get out and be aggressive in terms of maybe doing pre-inspections, that type of thing. So you could waive your inspection. You know what you're buying, but you take that risk away from the seller as well of an inspection contingency. So anything we can do to strengthen our buyer's offer that isn't directly cash, price related, because we're still trying to get them the homes at the best price we can. But as you well know, any transaction is really a combination of price and terms for the seller. So we want to make sure we really nail seller-friendly terms, and so we don't necessarily always have to be the top dollar price.
Good advice there, Kevin. I really appreciate